How is everybody doing? So remember, be nice, play nice. I play fair, you play fair, right? Let's do this together now. So I have 3/4 inch stock because it's not true 1 inch, but the stuff up top is. So I know I need a nailer there, but I have a bunch of shims. I have a bunch of shims that are 1/8 inch thick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 at a time and tack these up against the joist so that I gain that extra 1/4 inch. Helps when you turn it on, right? Remember to hit that subscribe button, please. Oh, I wonder why YouTube doesn't pay royalties for music. They would have so many more followers. So TikTok, I hate to compare it to TikTok because YouTube is like an informational channel, whereas TikTok is like emotion driven and all that stuff. But anyway, you can play any music on TikTok. It just makes it more desirable, and then more people would use it. Another thing, they should make it easier for us to link together to do, so that like when you want to invite someone to a live, like a live channel, you should be able to look up people in YouTube. And you know, if they want privacy, which is weird, I don't know why anyone would not want to be looked up in YouTube while being on YouTube. However, maybe they could just make it, if it's just your friends or just the people who subscribe to you, you could look up and be live with them. But like, instead of having to send it to like email or phone or through SMS, which is Facebook, why not just set up your own little live realm, you know? And that way you could at least look up anyone on YouTube and invite them, like Zoom or something, you know? Because I got bored one day doing live by myself, and I wanted to invite one of the people that was on my chat. I wanted to invite MAGA, because on YouTube, when you're doing live with someone, you can't see their face. But if I was able to just type in, let's say, your name right now, Pumpkin VR, I could invite you to a live chat, and then we could see each other's faces and shoot crap, you know what I'm saying? And I think it would gain a lot more attention. People would see, oh wow, hey, let me go live with you for a little bit. You know what I mean? That would be badass. Now I know there are streaming networks that do that, but I think it'd be pretty neat. And I think YouTube would end up doubling profits. They would definitely double some profits. It wouldn't be a bad investment, I know that. I'd use it every time I could, really. Alright, so I gotta cut 4 more shims. These are 1/8 inch thick shims. That's all. Because you got 3/4 plus 2/8 is 1/4. Add that together, it's 1 inch. On top we have true inch thick, so we don't want to play. We want to make sure we got, you know, we quit school because of recess, you know what I'm saying? We don't play. We don't play around, y'all. We're Limp Biscuit, kicking up the Matthews crib. Oh. speaking of Limp Bizkit, I was watching channel. It was a video with Fred Durst in it. Dude's got like gray dreads now. He's like a reggae hip. He's pretty cool though. It's funny. It's kind of funny. I'm not picking on him. I just thought he looked cool. I never took him to ever want like dreads. Everybody has gray hair. I got gray hair, but he's got like a big full head of dread head. Like, it's crazy. And we all knew he was cool, but we didn't know he was cool enough to rock dreads. You know what I'm saying? And he proved he is cool enough to rock dreads. How you doing, Pumpkin? Share this channel. Check me out on TikTok as well. Main Man Squanto. Can I click on yours? And another thing, why can't I just click on your name and subscribe to you? You know? Like, there should be a click and subscribe button. That way, like, if I'm asking you to subscribe to me, you know, the least I'd be able to do is subscribe to you. Wouldn't it be nice to make it live? So you could just go click, boom, subscribed. Okay. So I got my M18. It's an 18 gauge brad nailer. I got 2-inch brad nails in there right now. This is just to get it up there. You know, we as species, we've always liked to get it up there, you know. Get it up. Get it on up, boy. Alright. You got jokes, kid. You got jokes. Alright. So now I'm going to put the screws to a bob. These 3 1/8 are overkill, but it's really all we got on us for a good meat screw. So we're just running what we got at the moment. It's fine. These things are dirt cheap anyway. Go to Home Depot and you get the Grip Right version or whatever that brand is. Right, dirt cheap. Now, if they were GRKs like I have in that one, I have 2.5 inch or 2-inch. I have 2-inch GRKs, which would be way better, but they're the framing style, so it's even more expensive because that means that their tensile strength is stronger and their GRK brand. So, plus I actually came here with a pouch of the same exact screws that he has, which is kind of cool. So it's like I bought like a gallon, and a gallon I think is like 25-pound box. It's like $40. Now if you bought a 25-pound box, the GRKs at 3/8 of an inch by I think number 9. Yeah, number 9 by 3/8, 3 1/8 of an inch. On a GRK, ceramic coated. That's gonna be, well, they're all ceramic coated, but anyway, that's gonna probably run you like at least $120. It's wild. Okay. I couldn't get it in there all the way, so it's like 47 3/4. So I ran out of long, what do you call that? Yeah. Strapping. I ran out of strapping. So I'm going to have to rip this down. So basically, I have to take the thickness of it as well. So we're going to cut it down to 47 3/4. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to leave it long. Yeah, I'm going to leave it long. What I'll do, I need it at an inch thick. So I'm just going to take it, put my speed square right there at an inch, trace that down so I have something to go to. Okay, 47 3/4. View. Cool. So that's my cross cut. Right now, what I want to do, I want to hold that board down. Remember, like and subscribe, everybody, please. It'd be a huge help to the channel if everybody can like and subscribe. So now, I'm going to leave this inch thick over here, and I'm going to cut whatever's left out of it. Good enough, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Whatever, right? We got an inch thick board. Okay, inch thick by 47 and 1. So basically, I just use my skill saw as a chop saw. What I'm talking about? Yeah, chop saw here, table saw here, right? So, and I got a bunch of shims now. Yay! All right, let's get a goddamn drill going. Put this thing in. We'll move on. Of course, it's too long. Okay, cut her back a little bit. You can always take more, you can't give. So always make sure you're cutting just a little heavy. You never want to take too much. So that was foolish. If I cut it an inch, I don't need the damn shims, right? Billy boy. Okay. So over here, I'll just cut them right off. In there like swimwear, you know? Wicked, dude. Okay. Mission complete, I'd say. We gotta get over here, get a measurement. I did not bring my work platform. 4 1/4 will do it. 2x4 will go, so 4 1/4 long. 4 1/4 long. Could have just used my speed square, but whatever. Yeah, that was a little overkill. I could have used the 2-inch brad nailer there easy, but she ain't moving now, is she? All right, so now we have nailers everywhere. This chimney will have to be adhered. We're gonna need to just adhere that damn thing, because there is no way to nail it otherwise. So, well, I guess technically, yeah, you could use Tapcons and all that happy shit, but we're not doing that, okay? All right, we got a screw pointing out over here. Must be where I hung my belt last time. Yeah, we got a drywall screw hanging here. Okay. Okay, pull that out of the way. Let's go on and do it, baby. I like it. So now we have to look ahead with foresight. Now we have to look ahead and say, where are the drywall pieces going to land? And we say, well, they're going to land every 4 feet. So we got 4 foot that way, but we need to move this over right there. And then what? Every 4 feet here. All right, we'll get it there, but we're gonna have to move some pieces, which is so weird. You would think, you know, that they would have just put them where they belong. Holy crap. Okay. Let's just go ahead and cut then. All we can do. I gotta set this to about 1 inch and go. Okay. Just gonna cut them all right now, and then I'll shift all the nails and screws everywhere. Lovely. I knew it was gonna fall there. I just knew it. Alright, let's get that up and out of the way. Ooh. Damn. Jabroni. Know your role, jabroni. Okay. Put my part back together. Alright, here we go. Okay. They're all cut. Bring my drill. Don't need a drill there. And I can just pull this nail out. Lovely. Over here. That one's already fallen and it's got a screw in it, so that's fine. Lovely. Remember to like and subscribe, everybody. Like and subscribe, please. Okay, that's falling. It has a screw. Alright, this screw needs to be moved there. Now we need to pull this out of the way. Yank this for our own purposes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and slide it over, and I'll take this one and slide it over. Don't know why they weren't put there in the first place. However, that's what it's going to take to get this thing built on a 4x8 situation. So pull it down, cut it to the size. And run it. What in the heck? I thought I put a screw in every one of them. That's silly. Alright, don't want to break it. I just want to pull it off. Yank any nails. Pull any nails out of it. Okay. Now we need to get a length. Now we need to get a length. Maybe I should have done that while I was up there. Probably. 39.5. We'll go off the longer end, or the wider end, I should say. 39.5. Ridiculous. Silly. Okay. Alright. I should have brought my work platform, but I didn't. I'm just going to pre-screw these. A little dry. Make sure they've actually got some bite on them, because this is the seam. So this whole run right here will be holding a seam. Well, it'll be staggered at least. If I don't know, yeah, it's got to be staggered. Huh. I don't know. I would much rather lay laths. However, that's not what I was asked to do. So we're going to do it like this. It's absolutely fine. We'll finger it out when the time comes. Right? We'll make do with what we got. Here we go. I knew I was going to have to undo these. Thought of it after the fact, though. But can't do anything about it now. Let's get a measurement real quick. What is that? 39.25. Okay. 39.25. I'm going to pull this down. Should come right off. There we go. Beautiful. I'm going to get any nails out of the way. Okay, great. Pull any nails that are on this board. Okay, make sure we're good. So 39.25. 39.25. Hi. Right on that white line will do it. Run. All done. Okay, oh, I want to put some screws on there just to kind of give it a good head start. Little overkill, but it's all we got at the moment here. Well, it's not all we got, but you'll see. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We got a lot of them, so we're just using them up. Okay, this will go right on the other 4-foot axis. Come on. What in the God's creations of all? Well, that was fun. All right, so we've got to shoot. We've got every 4 foot on center. It ain't every 2, but I think we can work with it. Hopefully, if we do, maybe if we make one more run, we should be every 2 foot on center. To be honest, because I really would like to stagger them correctly, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sheathing is only good if it's staggered. And I guess I could. Let's just do it. Whatever. Whatever. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. Main Man Squanto. Main Man Squanto. Rather just pick up laths and do it every 16 on center all the way down. Because ceilings at 2 foot on center, the screws just have a hard time staying over time. Plus, these are all wiggly and wavy, so it's going to be a bumpy ride just putting them in anyway, in general. But all in all, we're doing pretty good here. I do see up top all right, let's just start worrying about insulation at the moment. Once we're done insulating, the insulation will be out of our way, and then we can move on to putting the drywall lift together, because the last crew that I had stole my last one, and homie don't play those games, so I just bought a new one. Right? I don't play. How can it break if it's metal? I can rebuild metal. Like, you give me the body, I'll fix what's broken. Weld metal together. Silly boys. No, they just stole it. And they said, oh, I broke it, I threw it away. Huh. He goes, it was put outside and it got all rusty. It's a pulley system with a metal steel cable and square stock, bro. There ain't no breaking it. All right. This is going to fight us the whole way. This insulation is out too much. Should have got 2x4. It's not funny, but I'm just thinking, a fucking nightmare I'm about to have. So, I didn't bring my Roxel knife, but we have a serrated knife. We're good, right? Good. So, what I do here, I just put it up to it. And it's nice and wide, but there's studs in the way, so we got to just cut the actual stud thicknesses out of the way here. So we'll go, this is a 2x4, so I just got to cut the thickness of this 2x4 plus a little extra so it don't fight me. And then, so now just the thickness of it. So I'm just going to go down, pull the thickness of a 2x4 out of here. So Roxel is meant to just literally sit like a glove, right? And now that, we'll just do another one just like that, but it's only an inch thick, this one. So I'll come down, pull my inch, now I'll rip that thickness out. To be honest, I might not even be pulling enough out, but we'll see. Now this is what it looks like, okay? It's kind of like a T in a way. All right, so now I have to jam it. See, this is hollow in here, and this is hollow. But I think I gotta take some more thickness off. It's all right, we'll check it out. Thing with this, you got to be real careful about the nails behind it, because the nails will dig in and cut you. Okay. Well, yeah, this stuff should have been 2x4 material. Okay, now I found a bunch of cracks down here. I'm gonna stuff these cracks, these holes full. Looks like a mouse hole, to be honest. I'm going to stuff that full. Generally, the mice don't really like to play with this stuff. It's almost like steel wool, but it's rock wool. So it's spun up dust, rock dust. Pull beams, that's in place. It's good to have like I like to use a cat's claw, kind of cram this stuff down in. You need to get this stuff nice and tight. In these old historical houses, it's usually better to use this product than spray foam, just because it's gonna, like in this style of build right here, because there's so many different boards going everywhere. It's really hard to not get that spray foam all over the place. You really want to fill this stuff good, because if you don't fill it, it's going to have drafts. That's the last thing you want, is to be laying in bed and feel a draft coming through the drywall. What ends up happening is it leaks through between the trim and the window, usually. In a wall like this, where there's just so many different style boards, it's all going everywhere. There is no rhyme or reason. Really, you just want to get creative and fill. Just fill as much as possible. And you really don't want the roxel poking out past the stud. You really don't. Like right here, that's too much. It would have been better if they'd, taken a third of it off. So really, just left it as a 2x4. Because now the drywall is going to want to pop on us every time we try to put the drywall in. You see here, I ripped it off. Now, if I had known that was going to sit like that, which I probably should have thought of that, I would have taken it off the back and it would have just looked better. But no one's ever going to see this insulation once we're done installing it. So it really doesn't matter, but at the same time it does. So here we go. We're going to do that one more time, and we'll put that in the top here. So, what do we need? We need 2x4, a little more than a 2x4, right? And we need that other wide board. Okay, this one is about 1.5 inches thick. We'll go a little heavy on that. Okay, let's pull that out. Yep, great, lovely. Now we'll pull this one. This is 1 inch thick. As a matter of fact, it actually sets back even. I think it is a 2x. So I'm going to take a little more out than normal. Okay. I'll set that in. Let's see. Are we good on length? So we're going to want about 3 inches ripped off of it. Cross cut anyway. Here we go. So this is the thicker side. Look at that. That slid right in like a glove. Now this side, bada bing, bada boom. That'll slide right in behind there and fill that space nice and easy here. Okay, so now you can actually see how it pokes out. That's too much, so I'm just gonna leave it, and we'll figure it out later. So now you see I got all these cutoffs, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick these cutoffs up. How's it going, Cody? Make sure you guys like and subscribe, please. I'm working hard. Hopefully, I can answer any questions. I'm not using an actual Roxel knife. I'm at my in-laws' house. I didn't bring my gear, but I'm just basically using everybody's gear here. I got some of my basics for other jobs, but we're just installing this. I think this is the Roxel brand, maybe not. Anyway, it's the Roxel. Basically, it's spun rock. Just like cotton candy, they take rock dust, spin it up, and they mix it with fibers, I believe, maybe even fiberglass. But I know this is fireproof, mildew-proof, soundproof. Not soundproof, but it's sound something. It helps stop sound. And the biggest thing is the fire, but it's an insulator. So it's really good stuff. It's really good stuff. So we're going to take all these cutouts, and I'm just going to go through and cram them wherever I can. Cram them wherever I can. Now, of course, you don't want to go super tight, but if I'd rather it be jammed in there than none at all, you know? So don't not cram something in there because they say don't cram insulation, you know? When it's a perfect world in a brand new house, yes, you want air to be in there, but it's better than nothing is what I'm trying to get at. And I'd much rather put it in these cracks and stop airflow than throw it away. This stuff also deters rodents. Rodents don't really like to mess with it because it's basically just rock, you know. Yeah, so we got all kinds of extras here. It's kind of neat because when you cut stuff down like I just did, you end up with basically shims, you know, like in our world. You can fit them into places a lot easier. Now once I'm done, I'm going to take out my cat's paw and kind of push these in deeper, but right now I'm just trying to get them up in there. Cool. Another one that's really great is in between this chimney here, right? That stops airflow and it kind of acts as a fire block. So it stops, like if there were, you know, if there was ever a problem with the chimney, well, it's not going to be, there's not going to be as much air feeding into any problem, right? Less rodents. The whole deal. Okay, and it also stops sound. Sound is another big one.
Got lights on in your truck.
Yeah, they shut off every 5 minutes. It's just, they just got home.
Oh.
So that really works great right there. We got rid of any extras, right? But also we have another problem. Well, up there too, that could be a sound issue with the bathroom, right? Imagine what goes on in the bathroom. Ha! Well, thank you, Squanto. Oh, you did? How do you, I'll check that out, Cody. Okay. All right, cool. Cody, I'll check that out, all right? No, so this is quite a ways away. This is my in-laws' house. It's one of their it's a lower bedroom, and they're turning it into like another bedroom, but also it will also be used as an office later on. So, yeah, we're going to be drywalling it and stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty nice. Yeah, this is an old house. It's an old it's an old farmhouse. It's an old farmhouse. But there's another big issue, guys. When the insulation was put in, it wasn't put in behind. So this is just straight up 1x sheathing, okay? And they lathed it, and then they put horsehair and plaster onto that. Well, when someone insulated this, they didn't fill in behind the gaps. They just cut the holes, and that is not going to work. Not even in theory will that work. So what we got to do, and I got a piece of that right in my eyeball. Love you, Tank. Appreciate you, Quantum. Where is that knife? I have it in my pocket. What did I do with it? Oh, it's in the wall. Okay. So, like that. I'll just use my extras to kind of get through this one. But we should not have gotten 2x6. It should have been 2x4. And now what I'll do is I'll take this and I will cut that into this. So I have to cut out an inch for this to sit inside there. Be liberal with it. No different than they're liberal with our taxes, right? They want the most amount of taxes, and they want to spend the most amount of taxes. It's like a 16-year-old that just found out he could go to the mall with his dad's credit card. All right, so that kind of slid into there, right? We're gonna slide it in there and tuck it in. Now you see that's too much. So we got this thinner part. We're gonna tuck it in behind this board so that we can actually have that part insulated. Now, a lot of people, sometimes they see problems and they're like, yeah, but I don't want to do that. Well, you might as well not do the job at all unless you do it right, because you will have to go back and fix it or deal with the consequences. So just remember that. If you're ever doing a job, if it's generally not the hard way, it's probably not going to be the right way. And generally, if you're not sweating, you're not working. And two, or that'd be three. If you mess something up, if you got to take a break, but don't just leave it. Just fix it. Don't be, So I'm going to go eat some tacos, and I'm going to get right back to you guys. I appreciate everybody following me. I really do. I know I ain't been around for a while, but I've been busy doing Easter stuff. I hope everybody had a good Easter, And I'm gonna come back and I'll finish up whatever insulation I have here, and then we're gonna build this puppy right here. Check this out. We're gonna build this. It's a drywall lift. So straight up, one of the drywall lifts you can get right at Harbor Freight. I think it was like 250 bucks, maybe 150 something. I don't know. It was like 230. But yeah, straight up, she'll lift a piece of drywall straight up to the ceiling. That arm pivots. So really helpful. I appreciate you guys. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna keep y'all running. What do you think? Should I keep it running or go eat my food and come back? Thank you, Quantum. I was actually waiting for you. Good man. God bless everybody.